Hi.
Hi.
Good evening. My name is Myene, and I am reading with China for the poetry segment. First, it'll be me reading, and then China reading, and then we'll have a break and music. Thank you, Beautiful World Syndicate, for hosting this poetry music event. Alright, I guess, introduction. My name is Myene, like I said. I'm from Oakland, California, and I have 3 poems, I think. The first one is an older poem that I think maybe some of you have heard before. It's called The Absencing. How to attain the most perfected possible measure of reality. The tethering, the sorting, the processing, the resolve of wrecked seasons or perceptions. Afraid that the choices you make nourish a foreshadowing. I may love them for finding what I cannot find. When discomfort is mistaken for conflict, one begins to build armor. All alarms go off. I think I can sense threat months ahead of time, until trust be my destiny. Am I outgrowing emotional scarcity when I experience closely? That version is only an idea, except the idea is of betrayal, of removal, of mythology. Feeling down, have your days become abysmal? Is your constitution a delicate one? Is your isolation out of control and now all about control? Confused about having a question you might have about asking a question? Is your nervous system a distraction? May it be resourceful. Is your ego in fashion? Do premonitions steal away your hours? Consider the things you want to buy that will improve your quality of life. The house with the nun feeding the Buddha under the tasty cake sign, and the woman bending over, taking a picture of it in the hell-proof tattoo. The giant wiener dogs in chef hats behind the Catholic church, where dug into the lawn is a sign that reads, "These crosses represent the numbers of homicides in Oakland thus far," on the dead end of Alcatraz Avenue. The many ask to be buried in our dreams, says an old man adjusting his belt in a Levi's advertisement on the TV. At the laundromat where the Disney font decal reads "Lost and Found," the U.S. shot down a spy balloon over Alaska yesterday. Is your parental advisor encouraging you to adopt a mentor? Are you asking if actions speak louder than words because words require time and pace? Do menial gestures spark paranoia? Have you tried on your errors? Seek GaneshSpeaks.com. Is your décolleté aging prematurely due to excessive phone use? Are you in search of a new dermatology? Watch 3 famous swamis wrestle in a match for the world's largest ashram. While It Was Worth Everything We Went Through sings through the iPad. Addicted to customer service, found an amulet of Pope Paul II while sweeping the cafe, and now you have to research sexual misconduct and allegations. Do you remember getting caught in her 1,000-mile stare? Condemned to moral ambiguity, play out your measure of devotion. Does your therapist Google search your social media post-session? Talk to the inside of the faucet when you reach for water because you don't have time to have an argument in the shower? Does your therapist speak in a fortune-telling framework? Develop attachment anxiety, but remain professional and use punctuation in the Venmo request comment. Abandon your histories. Does she ask if you worry that your dead relatives are in the room while you're making love? And then does she respond with, is love even love if you must safeguard it? So I guess...
Yeah.
Going off of a, therapy-esque type poem, I have a poem about my childhood psychoanalyst, or psychologist, therapist, child therapist. This is called Wendy's Office. Expensive-looking gurus and thank you cards twinkle beneath a framed poster of Christina's World, where deities lay tacked to the mantle, facing upwards at the ceiling. Her reverence of piety exists unnoticed. Her collection of craft fair nativity scenes go unworn. Her display of what she calls expressive toys resemble an altar more true, where colorful boxes of mancala and pickup sticks placate a black rubber Batmobile driven by an angry-looking Gumby, where Wendy is with one hand hovering the phallically elephant-headed Sunny Angel, who is asleep, waiting to be pet at the foot of a little plastic gun-wielding Davy Crockett. Wendy examines transference, substitution, playthings, memory things, deviated things. Wendy can unlock dead air with a yellow notepad. Wendy positions herself to care. She encourages your most fuckable thought. Wendy wants fuckable in all definition. She wants the bless me, Wendy, for I have sinned kind of thought. Her affection is cryogenic. Wendy wants to play the ungame. She wants to manipulate sentences. Wendy wants your sentences to breathe. She swears that, the end is nigh and near, is not as apocalyptic as, the end is nigh nor near, and that I am in love and I will perceive time translates to I am time in love and I will perceive translates to I will time and perceive I am in love. Wendy uses a pink pearl eraser. She will obscure. Wendy positions herself to be received. Wendy loses her anatomical senses, smoothing out the creases of her long chair, decorated by a box of tissue and self-annihilating routines mistaken for self-dousing. Her reverence for faith resides in a self-extinguishing dream sequence. And I have the last one. It's called With Magdalene's Prayer. I can't see very well. Okay, this is good. With Magdalene's Prayer. What has bound me has been slain. What has locked me out has willed. What encompassed me has vanquished. The gut is a guardian angel. Desire has reached its end. I want all this content out. I am free of ignorance. Where there is deeply malfunctioning executive functioning, dysfunctional execution. I found it necessary to stand up in the middle of the day and become a shaker. Mother Ann Lee. I start with my feet first, shake left to right, until I don't notice that I'm shaking, and then it spreads through my chest and knees and feet. Uninhabited. In the car from Nice to Paris. I left one world with the aid of another. As fast as possible. Expensive. There's a deadline and a speed limit. We're looking for a petit déjeuner and a functioning toilet. We stop in Saint-Maximin-le-Saint-Baume, and we look at Mary's skull. She's with brutal age. It was the French pilgrims, a piece of printed paper explains. They tossed her head around. I took a picture, and it felt like a pilfering of soul. I considered the Siberian fallen angel statue a real biblical angel. I consider the Mangeshkar song about flirting with Krishna, and picture my body splayed across my grandma's powwow blanket in a metallic palette of Modigliani-esque shaped cows next to a chunky, vibrant pond, where Krishna and his Bansuri are waiting. And I am wearing a face of hot pink cortisol. We ate the bread. We used the facilities. I considered the guardian angel in my gut. How, as image, I have been freed from the analog, where large bravery tries, fragile constitutions, who are expected to challenge their purgatories of hypervigilance, active stress body blueprints, whispers, ideations, capital I, stirring until eventually they evaporate and later again they rise from their dormancy in the middle of a conversation to resurrect some other tucked away repression. No more skewed perspectives. I am liberated from the chains of forgetfulness which have existed in time from this moment forward. The subconscious mind and its mechanism. I will the composure of my corporeal electrical threads and lay plank in the back seat between castle ruins and cattle, the ability to shape your brain by experiencing. Forward in the fullness beyond time. For years, at least a couple times a week, when I am home alone, I battle the habit of harboring suspicion of unannounced guests in the home while I'm home. alone. I think about locking the doors to the room I'm in. I look for dangerous objects to throw at them. I repeat the mantra, holding breath, how to freeze your internal emotional life via physical endurance. And there where time resists on the stillness of eternity, I pray I am not subconsciously roughhouse-minded. Okay, thank you.